So, ladies and gents, I really wish that someone told me to avoid these 5 mistakes when I started dropshipping about 4.5 years ago that can quite frankly cost a lot of time, energy, and of course, money. What is going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Yash. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, then welcome to it. So if you are one of the few lucky people that is starting a Shopify dropshipping store, you definitely want to stay tuned for this entire video because trust me, long term, this video will go a very long way in terms of saving you time, energy, money, hassles, challenges, hindrances. I've quite frankly been through it all, and these are the things that I've learned over the past 4.5 years. So with that being said, definitely drop a like on this video, and while you're at it, feel free to also subscribe to the channel with that post notification bell turned on because I do post videos every Monday and Thursday. So without any further ado, ladies and gents, let's get into mistake number 1 that most beginners make, and that is around fulfillment. See, if you're still utilizing AliExpress in 2022 and onwards to source and also fulfill your orders and actually send out to customers, that is absolutely not the way to do so anymore. You see, before, a lot of people used to utilize ePacket, the line or form of shipping, but ever since COVID-19 came around, that is absolutely dead. So yes, AliExpress is still a great way to do product research and validation, to look at different order metrics, so on and so forth. But in terms of actually sending out your orders from AliExpress to your customers, that is absolutely not the way to dropship anymore. You see, I'm not really going ahead and bashing AliExpress. Well, you know what? I kinda am, but with AliExpress, there is a big language barrier. That form of communication with suppliers is absolutely not there. Second of all, and this is just to name a few, a lot of suppliers do lie on AliExpress in terms of shipping times or whatnot. I've even had some instances where my customers have actually received the complete wrong order that they've actually gone ahead and ordered. So with that being said, guys, if you do want to avoid these mistakes and so many more errors that come with AliExpress, the main thing to do, or the most simplest thing to do, is to not use them at all. Instead, go out and utilize something like CJ Dropshipping, Udroppy, Weo, Aprolo, Sourcing Box. All these are super easy to integrate with Shopify, and you'll definitely get faster shipping times and better communication with all of your products, and therefore you'll get happier customers, less refunds, chargebacks, and of course disputes. So going on to our second mistake, a big fallacy that people have is that you have to absolutely, no matter what, go ahead and create a general Shopify dropshipping store. This is absolutely not the case anymore. Maybe before, but honestly, I would really go ahead and avoid a general store, to be frank. You see, ladies and gents, dropshipping is a business model, or more so of a fulfillment model within e-commerce. A model really never goes ahead and dies. Rather, it only adapts, pivots, and changes where and when needed as the years go by, as time goes on. So with that being said, us e-commerce business owners or entrepreneurs also have to go ahead and adapt, pivot, and change where and when needed. The common consumer, or the average consumer, is really getting a taint of general Shopify dropshipping stores. You know, they really don't have a lot of traction. There's a bunch of products, there's so many distractions, there's just so much going on in general. There's no really source of trust or confidence from the potential customer's views upon landing on your Shopify store. So with that being said, the approach that I've been taking over the past 1.5 years is to go out and build a general one product dropshipping store. This is more of a hybrid approach, but it is quite frankly the best way to go out and build your first Shopify dropshipping store. With a general one product dropshipping store, on the front end, it basically looks like a one product dropshipping store, really centered and honed down to that one singular dropshipping product. But on the back end, it's basically a general store that allows you to test multiple products and multiple niches without going to have and change any of the brand assets, such as the Instagram page, Facebook page, the logo, the domain, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, it still allows you to look as a one product store, really in sync and really in congruence with everything else, But on the back end, little does your customer know, you are indeed a general store testing multiple products in multiple niches. So this is by far the most efficient and most convenient way to go out and find that winning product as soon as possible. If you do want to go ahead and see how I build and structure my general one product dropshipping stores, click on that video right there and it should take you to it step by step. Awesome. So going on to my third point, or the third mistake, a lot of people, believe it or not, don't set up their shipping rates properly when it comes to their Shopify store. And this is something that definitely should be done on the back end before you start running ads or driving traffic to your Shopify store. So with Amazon Prime especially coming up over the past few years, people absolutely love free shipping. So you should definitely be going ahead and setting up free shipping. I usually like to call it free secured shipping. And like I said, this is absolutely free regardless of the price of the order or anything like that. So you're basically eating up the shipping cost. Now, if you think about it logically, no legitimate e-commerce brand only has one sort of shipping option, right? When your customer does see something like that, it can definitely raise a red flag. So with that being said, you want to have a second shipping option. And this is something that can be beneficial to you as well, as it can definitely go ahead and raise your AOV, otherwise known as average order value. So the second shipping option I like to have on my stores is something called priority insured shipping. And then in parentheses, I'll have with priority processing. You see, when you're first just testing products and when you're getting a few orders a day, there's really no option for you to go ahead and expedite your orders because you're not fulfilling from a warehouse or anything like that where you do have that flexibility or conveniency. So basically that priority processing allows you to process, fulfill, and ship those orders out first, compared to the people who chose, the standard or the free shipping option. So this basically gives you a little bit more flexibility. It's almost like free money on your end, and the customer will definitely go ahead and opt in when they see something like that. It's just your job to go ahead and, like I said, fulfill, process, and ship those orders out as first as possible. This is absolutely huge, and it cost me so much money, so much time the first year and a half I started dropshipping, and that is tracking your finances. Know your numbers, ladies and gents. Do not do the same mistake that I did. Your finances are so important. You should definitely be keeping track of everything that is debiting and crediting from your bank accounts, your debit cards, and of course your credit cards. When you're first starting out and you're just testing the waters, you're not really making a lot of sales, and you perhaps don't even have a legal entity like an LLC at this point. That's fine, right? We all start somewhere, but you can even go ahead and make a Google Sheet and keep track of your finances, your profit and loss statement month by month, week by week. Guys, keep track of all that stuff, because at the end of the day, when tax season comes, you do not want to get screwed over and owe the IRS a bunch of money, let alone you not knowing where your money is coming out from. Because trust me, expenses definitely do add up in this game with advertising, marketing, cost of goods, creatives, so on and so forth. Shopify apps, the Shopify plan, just to name a few. And then once you do start making a little bit more money, perhaps in the low four figures, go out and sign up for QuickBooks. This easily integrates into your bank accounts, your credit cards, any sort of payment method. It will structure everything for you super easily, because at the end of the day, as your business grows, you don't want to sit there for days and hours and micromanage everything. That's really not the way to go. You want to work more on your business than in the business as you grow and scale. And then once you do scale further and larger, you can definitely go ahead and invest into an accountant or a CPA to do your month-to-month bookkeeping of all of your accounts, because at this point, you may very much likely have multiple bank accounts, multiple credit cards, debit cards, so on and so forth, as your businesses grow and expand and scale and take different avenues and routes. So this is definitely the best way to go. I've been having my bookkeeper, my accountant do everything for the past 2 years for me, and it's definitely very helpful and much easier. But all I can say, guys, and I will not stress this enough, is definitely guys, track your profits, track your losses, track each and every single number right from the get-go. It will only benefit you. It will help you stay organized and productive, And like they say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And then last but not least, my last point, or the last mistake that people go ahead and do, kind of piggybacks away from my last point. And by the way, this is applicable for residences for those of you guys that actually reside in the United States, as most of you guys watching are in the US. So with that being said, guys, once you do grow, once you do make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month in profit, consider opening up a sole proprietor LLC, assuming you are the only one behind all of your dropshipping businesses and your Shopify stores. Now, a lot of people are confused as to where to go about this, right? There's a lot of information out there, which I definitely understand. The first thing you can do is definitely go to your local accountant or CPA, and they will open up and register an entity for you. The second option, which is what I did years ago, is I went to LegalZoom.com. They have a lot of resources and tools to further educate oneself, and it's very easy to open up a sole proprietor LLC through LegalZoom. So I'll be leaving a link to LegalZoom down in the description below, but this is definitely a great first step that you can go ahead and implement. They're super professional. I am not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. But again, this is super easy for someone that is a beginner, perhaps like yourself. An LLC is great because it really forms structure into your business. At this point, you can go ahead and open up a business checking account and then have certain credit cards and debit cards underneath that business checking account. So you're not basically pulling out and putting everything into your savings account, because again, you want to keep those records and those books completely separate when it does come to tax season. And at the end of the day, this also prevents you from being liable for anything that does happen within your business. At the end of the day, you're dealing with services, with customers, with physical products and goods, so anything can happen at any point. That's just how business is. So an LLC can definitely protect you from all those legal accountabilities, and if something were to happen, worst comes to worst case. At this point, for those of you guys that are curious, I do have an LLC for another one of my companies, but I actually transitioned into an S Corp about a year and a half ago. Once you do reach a certain income, this basically makes sense to transition into an S Corp, and chances are your accountant or your CPA already knows on what to do when you hit that certain threshold. But essentially, I'm an employee within my own business, and I am actually on payroll. This is more beneficial long-term for tax purposes, for tax breaks and whatnot. So that is just for your information. And one thing I do want to add is a lot of people are also confused by this, but you can definitely have all of your Shopify stores, all of your dropshipping stores underneath that one LLC. It does not have to be divided. The name of your LLC can really be anything that you want, but yes, you can certainly have all those stores underneath that one entity for the time being at least. Well, there you guys have it, ladies and gents. Those are the top 5 mistakes I wish I had known previously when I first started building Shopify dropshipping stores. But if you are watching this, I really hope it was informative and helpful. If you guys do have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, as usual, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, because I do reply to each and every single one of them. By the way, if you are a beginner watching this, guys, definitely feel free to check out all the links and resources in the description down below, as they can and certainly will be very helpful for your Shopify dropshipping store. Other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you.
I appreciate that.
Remember to keep working hard, and more importantly, continue being awesome. Until the next one, your boy is out. Peace.